I'm going to keep this straightforward because I know a lot of people feel a little uneasy when they're looking at a built-in grill. You're trying to decide if a 26-inch stainless steel unit is really worth the effort of fitting into a wall, and you're worried about whether the cooking surface will actually meet the everyday demands of family barbecues, weekend parties, and quick weeknight meals. My goal here is to walk through the practical side of the Summerset Sizzler, point out where it shines, where it could bite you, and help you decide if it belongs in your kitchen or if you'd be better off with a freestanding model. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest question most buyers have is the installation. This isn't a plug-and-play appliance, it's designed to be built right into a countertop or a wall niche. That means you need a gas line, proper venting, and enough clearance for the grill's height in the hood. If you already have a gas line run to the area where you want the grill, the Sizzler becomes a fairly clean project for a competent DIYer or a professional. But if you're starting from scratch, the cost of a qualified plumber and possibly a fire-rated enclosure can add up quickly. That upfront work is the hidden trade-off that people often overlook when they focus on the stainless steel finish alone. When the grill is finally in place, the first thing you notice is the cooking surface. At 26 inches, the primary grates give you roughly 450 square inches of direct heat, which is enough to handle a family of 4 without feeling cramped. The burners are arranged in a typical staggered pattern, providing even heat distribution across the entire grate. In practice, that means you can sear a steak on one side while tossing veggies on the other without constantly moving pans around. I've seen a lot of built-in units where hotspots force you to plan the cooking order meticulously, but the Sizzler's layout seems to keep the temperature consistent enough that you can cook multiple items simultaneously without a lot of guesswork. One of the practical strengths of stainless steel is its resistance to rust and its ability to take a bit of a beating in an outdoor environment. The Sizzler's exterior holds up well against the occasional drizzle or the salty air if you live near the coast. That said, stainless steel can show fingerprints and water spots more readily than powder-coated finishes. If you're particular about a pristine look, you'll want to wipe it down after each use. It's not a deal-breaker, but it does add a small maintenance step that some owners forget about until they spot a smudge on the front. The grill is built to run on either natural gas or propane, which adds flexibility. If your home already has natural gas, you can hook it straight into the line and never worry about swapping tanks. For renters or folks who travel a lot, propane offers a portable option. The conversion kit is included, but swapping between the two isn't something you do daily. Think of it more as a one-time setup decision. The real advantage here is that you won't be locked into a single fuel source, which can be a cost saver over the long run, especially if propane prices spike. Now, let's talk about the actual cooking experience. The burners ignite reliably with a push-button starter, and the flame adjustment knob feels sturdy. On medium heat, the grill reaches about 350 F in a few minutes, which is perfect for chicken breasts or fish fillets. For high heat searing, you can crank it up to 500 F and get a good crust on a steak in under 6 minutes. Because the grill sits flush with the countertop, you don't have the overhead hood that some freestanding models have, so the heat rises straight up. This can make the kitchen a bit warmer during a long grilling session, which is something to consider if you're cooking in a small, enclosed space. One practical weakness that shows up with many built-in units is the limited space for accessories. The Sizzler does include a small side shelf, but there's no room for a dedicated rotisserie kit or a side burner without some creative aftermarket solutions. If you love to experiment with a grill-top pizza stone or need a separate simmer zone for sauces, you'll quickly feel the constraints. For most everyday grilling burgers, sausages, kebabs, veggies, this isn't a problem, but power users might find the design a bit restrictive. Another nuance is the cleaning routine. The grease tray is removable, which is good, but you have to lift the whole grill surface to access it fully. That can be a bit awkward if you've got a tight cabinet behind the unit. In my experience, the key is to clean after each use, wiping down the grates while they're still warm and emptying the drip tray before the grease solidifies. Skipping this step leads to a buildup that eventually causes flare-ups and uneven heating. It's a small habit that makes the grill stay reliable over time.